walks in quiet solitude, the forests and the streams, seeking grace in every step he takes. His sight has turned inside himself to try to understand the serenity of a clear blue mountain lake. And the Colorado Rocky Mountain High, I've seen it rain fire in the sky. I talk to God and listen to the casual reply. Rocky Mountain High, Colorado. Rocky Mountain High, Colorado. How his life is full of wonder, but his heart still knows some fear of a simple thing he cannot comprehend. Try to tear the mountains down to bring in a couple more people, more stars upon the land. Colorado Rocky Mountain High, I've seen it raining fire in the sky. I know he'd be a poor if you never saw an eagle fly. Rocky Mountain High, and the Colorado Rocky Mountain High, I've seen it raining fire in the sky. Friends are around the campfire, everybody's getting high. Rocky Mountain High, Colorado. Rocky Mountain High, Colorado. Rocky Mountain High, Colorado. Rocky Mountain High.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Unity of Gaithersburg on this finally fall day. We're all in our sweaters, and it feels like we want to cozy up to each other. So if your neighbor's amenable, cozy up. All right, and we want to say hello to everyone who's tuning into YouTube, and Shirley Casey's sister. There's a special wink to you this morning. Good morning to you, as Shirley was helping you get on for 20 minutes. I think that was right. So we celebrate everyone that's here, whether they're here physically or out there. We just are so glad to come together in community this morning. So let's take a deep breath, and as we take a deep breath, first things first, let's just send some love to our brothers and sisters down in Florida that were impacted by Hurricane Michael. We just send them love, we send them strength. And so we come together this morning with open hearts and open minds to be blessed by the activity of coming together in spiritual community, where we get to behold the magnificence of each other in every handshake and every hug and every exchange. Today, we come to Unity of Gaithersburg and set an intention to be blessed by this time so that we can leave here today standing taller and in our knowing of the truth of what we are, so that whatever comes our way, we can stand and we can be the light because we are the light. So just take a moment to breathe into that truth. And again, thank you so much for being here. Know that this experience would be completely different without you. So we're grateful for your light and your presence. And for this time together. And for all the people that have done what is theirs to do to unfold this time, we're so grateful for you. And so it is. Amen. Amen. So, again, we welcome you. And if there's anyone here for the very first time, if you would raise your hand really nice and tall and just keep your hand raised so the ushers can come and give you a welcome packet. And if you would like to fill out the card on the front, you can, there's one person right here, Lauren. Right here, right there. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. If you fill out the card on the very top and put your email address, we'll just add your email to our Friday afternoon online email list, and it tells you everything there is to know about what's going on at Unity of Gaithersburg, and there is so much happening right now. So, all right, let's stand and sing a song together.
Spirit moving in me. I feel the 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 love 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 moving in me. I feel the peace 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 moving in me. So take a moment and greet your neighbor, offer a handshake, and ask for a hug. Way back to your seats. Good.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Lorna Dixon, and I am delighted to be here with you all. This week's transformational opportunities are detailed in our community newsletter, and you may receive your own personal copy by sharing your email with us. Please pause now to completely silence your cell phone. Thank you. A final reminder that our 6-week fall book study is underway. Reverend Cheryl is leading the Wednesday evening class at 7:15 p.m. through November 14th. Please note, the class on Halloween has been moved to Tuesday, October 30th. Reverend Catherine Sunderman and licensed Unity teacher Bill Sunderman are leading a Sunday morning class from 9 to 10:30 a.m. in the Quay House. We are discussing the book, How Then Shall We Live? By minister, author, and therapist Wayne Muller. This wonderful book invites us to awaken and reclaim who we are, what we love, and the gift that is uniquely ours to share with the world. This is offered for a love offering. Do you love this spiritual community and want to see it grow and prosper? Yes, yes. I hear all the yeses. Yes, thanks. I love you all too. Yes. So, do you have talents and skills to share that will support that unfolding? I know you do. Do I hear any more yeses? Then serving on our board of trustees just might be the perfect thing for you. Okay? Yes? Yes? Good. Applications are on the back table in the sanctuary and are due by Sunday, October 21st. It is a way to serve that will truly bless and deepen you spiritually. And I can say yes to that. If you have questions about what it is like to serve, make sure to ask any current board member, and they will tell you what a joy it is. We would like to announce our newest fall service project in partnership with the Family Justice Center of Montgomery County, a collaboration of public and private county agencies seeking to provide services to families impacted by domestic violence. Victims of domestic abuse often have to leave their home without any of their belongings. Please help us in offering support to this life-changing and life-saving cause by donating diapers, new toiletries, and sanitary items starting this Sunday, now through November 16th. Mark your calendars, folks. Mark your calendars for our annual congregational meeting set for Sunday, November 4th. Do I see the calendars coming out? All voting members will have an opportunity to discern the next 2 people to serve on our Board of Trustees. You will also hear from your board and Reverend Cheryl about the latest updates on our beloved community. See you there, right after service, November 4th. We're having a Thanksgiving banquet, folks. Yes, yes, yes. Sharon Doyle has joyfully stepped into leading the team to co-create this wonderful community event. Yes, Sharon. Sign up in the back of the sanctuary or online for the dish you will bring to the banquet and how many people you will be bringing with you. Suggested donation to reserve your seat is $10 per person for anyone 12 and over. Please join us for this special time of gratitude and heartfelt connection together as a spiritual community on Friday, November 16th at 6:30 p.m. And now, please Center yourselves as we reflect together on today's daily word. And I just ask you to take a deep breath and to let these words settle into your heart. Our focus today is wholeness. And our affirmation is, I am whole. Can we say that together? I am whole. I am more than a name, a gender, or any label that might describe me. I am a divine creation, and I express life, love, and wholeness. My divine identity emanates from the most profound depths of my being. The infinite life that I am nourishes every cell, tissue, and organ of my body. I am infilled with light and created anew. In each moment, I bless my body and feel the wholeness it expresses. My mind is clear and open. From the divine light, love that lives within me, I express love to myself and others. I am capable of forgiveness and compassion. I respect others and rejoice in our diversity. I embrace our humanity and celebrate the divinity in all life. Enlivened by the divine life I am, I claim my true nature. From this awareness, I live knowing the wholeness alive within me and others. And a reminder from Matthew 6:22. The eye is the lamp of the body. So if your eye is healthy, your whole body will be full of light. And now let us prepare for meditation by singing All Is Well.
Let us breathe together deeply. And as you breathe deeply, notice where you feel the breath in the fullest way. Is it in your nostrils, your chest, your belly? Just begin to focus your attention on where you feel the inflow of the breath in the fullest way. So just notice that for yourself. Just focus your attention right now on the movement of the breath, moving in and moving out. So as we focus our attention on the breath, we shift from focusing on busy thoughts or cares or concerns. And we allow our attention to be fully here in this now moment. So we continue to follow the movement of the breath now gently. And now let us focus our attention in the heart as we focus our breath in and out of the space of our physical heart. And we just feel our heart opening. And I just invite you to silently affirm the daily word affirmation that you heard this morning and spoke aloud. I am whole. Just silently affirm that into that open space of your heart. Wholeness is my nature. Religious scholar and monk and writer Thomas Merton said that within all visible things lies a hidden wholeness. All visible things. So I just invite you to bring to your heart now what you see in your mind's eye each day that is a representation of this hidden wholeness. Maybe some things are more obvious, like a new grandchild, a beloved spouse, partner, friend. But let us also bring to our mind's eye the beauty of our earth and all the things that we love. And affirm the beauty of the hidden wholeness within everything. Wholeness is the foundation of all healing and transformation. Wholeness is our divinity. Is our divine identity. So within all visible things, there is a hidden divine nature. Within each of us is that wholeness. So in this time of stillness, I invite you to just center yourself in the affirmation of I am whole, and to continue to bring to your mind's eye the visible things in your life that reflect that wholeness, that divinity, that infinite life that we celebrate in the silence. how grateful we are for the wholeness we are, for the wholeness of life expressing all around us. So let us take a deep breath now. And so it is. Amen.
Just what I see in the mirror with these eyes. Could there be more to me than I've let myself believe? Who am I? Dare I be? All the hopes and the dreams that are deep inside of me, can I claim them as mine? Can I know my soul divine? I am hope and peace. I am perfect health. I am strong and I am kind. I am beautiful. I am powerful. I am universal mind. Who am I? Who am I? Am I here just to witness the days passing by? Or do I co-create from the things that I feel and say? I am love's vibration. I am life's causation. I am eager to express all my heart desires, all my soul inspires. I am joy and
I hear some Spirit Sound people singing. By the way, if you are a part of Spirit Sound and you would like to sing in our December 16th Christmas music Sunday that we're having on December 16th, mark your calendars. Jim is starting rehearsals this Thursday night. So if you'd like to, 7:30. Yes, great, yes. Claudia Carawan is coming again. Isn't that fun? Yes. Well, one night, a robber broke into a home and heard a voice say, "Jesus is watching you," while he rummaged through the desk. And he replied, "Who said that?" And once again, he heard the same thing. "Jesus is watching you." The robber looked around the room only to see a parrot. And he asked the parrot what its name was. And the parrot replied, "Cornelius." And the robber said, "What kind of name is that? Who names a parrot that?" The parrot said, "The same person who named that Rottweiler behind you, Jesus." Power in a name. Well, this is our first in a message series in our fall book study on the book, How Then Shall We Live? 4 Simple Questions That Reveal the Beauty and Meaning of Our Lives by ordained minister, therapist, and writer Wayne Muller. And I just want you to know, there's lots of books out there, and I perused several books. And this author might not be someone that you know. But I read this book several years ago, and it was so profound to me because this book is gentle. This book is tender, and it's about our shared humanity. And I feel like right now in our world, we could use some tenderness. We could use some gentleness in the call to awaken. So that's who Wayne Muller is. He just invites us to awaken gently and compassionately. And I love the stories that he shares of our shared humanity. So the first part of the book, we explored in our book study this past Wednesday, so we'd love to have you join us, by the way, is Who Am I? Like the song, Who Am I? And that's quite the question, isn't it, on our spiritual journey? Because, as we look to identify who we are, we're looking to know what God is. And when we look to know what God is, the infinite is, whatever you want to call that infinite life energy, we're looking to find our identity. Because if we know who we are, we know the direction that's ours to take. So what is in a name? Juliet. What's in a name? That which we call a rose by any other name would smell as sweet. Romeo Montague and Juliet Capulet meet and fall in love in Shakespeare's tale of star-crossed lovers, and they're doomed from the very start as members of 2 warring families. And here, Juliet tells Romeo that a name is an artificial and meaningless convention, and that she loves the person who is called Montague, not the Montague name or the family that comes with it. Romeo, out of his passion for Juliet, rejects his family name and vows to deny his father and instead be baptized as Juliet's lover. This one short line encapsulates the central struggle and tragedy of the play, Romeo and Juliet. So a name in this scene determined who the person was and who they could love. It determined what they could have and express and be. And that's still happening today. When we think about who we are, and we must look at what we have named. But where do we look? We look at the roles we play, because if we think about what do we name? What do we name in our lives? We name ourselves out of the roles that we play, such as mom, dad, spouse, daughter, musician, engineer, caretaker, right? We can look at our personality type and name ourselves. I am on the Myers-Briggs or in numerology, or we can say I'm an introvert and extrovert. I'm shy, I'm open, I'm expressive, I'm friendly. We can look at our politics and name ourselves. We can look at our religious beliefs, Christian, Buddhist, recovering Catholic, Baptist, as many say in unity. We look at our feelings about things and describe who we are. We name ourselves in that way. I am frustrated, I am angry, I am concerned, I am peaceful, I am content. We make our stories be how we name ourselves. I'm from this family, so this is my story and this is how I name myself. I was watching The View this week, and Meghan McCain came back and she said who she was from a family of politicians. You know, and they were interviewing someone who had grown up in a family of actors, and of course, that's who they were. We can name ourselves in that way. I failed at this, so I can never, and we have a story about it, or I succeeded here, and I have a story about that. I went to school to be this, so I am. Or we can define ourselves by a diagnosis, a degree that we have. I trusted once and got burned, and now I'm guarded. We make our judgments be how we name ourselves. I'm unworthy, I'm controlling, I'm distrusting, I'm unforgiving. And we can make what we have done name ourselves. A mistake that we've made, we can now be called a criminal because we immigrated, we're an immigrant, we're an addict. But is that who we truly are? How we name ourselves? And what are those names based upon? The external, not what we really are. But Wayne Muller says, the naming of who we are will set the course of our life, determine what we love, how we live, and what gifts we bring to the family of the earth. Just how we name ourselves. And I was reminded, and Wayne Muller talks about Siddhartha, who grew up in a palace and started to notice the suffering in the world. And so what he did was he did these very severe, austere practices of starving himself and, to try and figure out the source of what suffering was about. And at 9 years old, he decided to try a more gentle approach to finding the answers he was seeking. So he sat beneath the Bodhi tree and decided he was going to meditate until all was revealed to him about the nature of life. And as the morning star rose, it became clear to him the nature of life and death and joy and sorrow, and he was awakened. And his name became Awake. Moses was commissioned to lead the people out, the Israelites, out of slavery in Egypt, and he was afraid. And so God appeared to him in the form of a burning bush. And Moses said, "Who shall I say send me? Who sends you is I am that I am." And so Moses takes on that name and goes on to do what was his to do. Folks, that is the power of a name. So, how are you naming yourself? Wayne Muller says the names we give things is a reminder of the essence of what we have named. Our name not only reflects who we are, but it helps us define who we will become, how we will live. We become what we name. Jesus said, "You are the light of the world." And he didn't say, you need to do this, this, or this before you are the light of the world. You are the light of the world. That within each of us, as Thomas Merton said. We all have a hidden wholeness that is the light of who we are. And are we naming ourselves that? Are we standing in that? And so our opportunity is to just take a moment to look at how are we naming ourselves and how are we naming our life experience? Are we naming ourselves whole and capable and magnificent? Are we naming our life experience hard, disruptive, fearful? How are we naming ourselves? You know, one of my favorite authors is Alan Cohen. He's got a great sense of humor and he writes these great anecdotes. And I came across this story where he was living in a rental property with a roommate. And apparently the landlord was pretty intimidating to him. And every single time he had an interaction with this landlord, he would just shrink and just, be defensive and not be himself. And his roommate reflected it back to him, said, Alan, what's the deal? You act so small, you act so strange when this landlord comes in your sphere. And Alan had you're so right. And so he decided to claim his power and be with his fears, whatever this person represented for him, and be his authentic self. And he said in that moment he realized the difference between authenticity and authority. They come from the same root. That as he stood in his authentic self, he stood in his authority. He stood in his power. They said that Jesus spoke with authority because he stood in his I am. He stood and he named himself the I am. So, we've learned in unity that the power of the I am, when we put anything with our I am, that is a declaration of what we're naming. So, what are you putting with your I am? I am whole. I am strong. I am capable. I am worthy. I am deserving. Is that what you're naming? Oh, yeah. Very good. Yeah. So, folks, this might be a review to you. This might be something that I know this about my I am nature, but I think it's something to remind ourselves. How are we naming ourselves in the midst of this hidden wholeness that we are? How are we naming it? Are we calling it what it is? Are we living into what we're naming? Because that's really how we're living. We will become that which we name. And what are we naming? So this week, I invite you to just check in with what you're naming. As you look at your world, as you look at the news, what are you naming it? And if we keep, I know for me, like that whole statement of whatever I name, I become, that has been very powerful for me this week as I've been working with this message. Do I want to become what I'm naming? Well, then I better name things the way that I want to see them. I want to name myself what I want to become. So can we take this on this week? Yeah. As you look in the mirror, what are you naming? As you look at the news, what can we name that's different than the external flurry? Yeah. Let's take it on this week. And come back next week just in a clear knowing of what we're naming and who we truly are. So let's affirm together. Each name I use for myself inspires and calls forth my true nature, so that I live freely and joyfully. Amen.
Thank you, Reverend Cheryl. That was beautiful. And now, this is our time to give from our unlimited abundance and open hearts. As you prepare to place your tithe or consistent giving card in the offering bag, or give online, as you join us via YouTube, here is some prosperity wisdom from Celebrate Yourself by Eric Butterworth. Take time to be still and listen. The universe is singing itself in your soul, saying, "You are alive. You are whole." Celebrate yourself right here and right now. Say yes to life's flow. In this moment, sing your song of wholeness. Let us now affirm our offering blessing together. Divine love, I am, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, and I'm so grateful.
Let's stand and sing in our youth. I've got you, I've got me, I've got us coming together. I've got you, I've got me, I've got us coming together. One heart, one mind, one love, coming together, 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 coming together. One heart, one mind, one love, coming together. Please be seated.
Thank you. All right, I'm going to let them be the stars of the show and take over. Are you ready?
Today we talked about the differences between Jesus and God and Christ.
Jesus is the man, Christ is the divine essence of each individual.
Jesus is a living force whose teachings show us how to eliminate unnecessary suffering from your life.
The Christ presence within me. Wait, is this on? Yeah. The Christ presence within me is the same presence which shone in Jesus. I let my light shine so I too may be a blessing to this world.
And what a blessing they are. Thank you for blessing us with your children, and it's a wonderful group. Thank you.
And I want to take a moment to officially welcome Beth Barker as our new Youth and Family Ministry Director. We got everything signed, sealed, and delivered this week, and she is official. So let's stand. Let's stand. And so before we bless our children, and this also applies to our children, of course, but let's give Beth our unity blessing. Come on out here, Beth. Okay, just let yourself receive all this love from your community, okay? And how this goes is, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the light that is you. So Beth, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the light that is you and all the wonderful things you get to co-create with these beautiful souls. Thank you so much. So let's bless our children. You are the light of the world. Live as the light. And let's join hands and sing our peace song. week, Naming Your Wholeness. Bless you.
1, 2, 3, 4.